Okay, so let's talk about Chainsaw Man, chapter 65, titled The Devil of Darkness. Now before we jump into this week's chapter, make sure to leave a like down below and comment Darkness. Also, make sure to check out my Twitter account and my Twitch, where I'm trying to stream every day this week. But with that out the way, let's talk about this week's chapter. So last week, we ended with the Master making a deal with the Darkness Devil. She transported Denji, who has the chainsaw heart, to hell, and in exchange, she got a piece, just like a pinch, of the Darkness Devil's flesh, and she ate it at the end of last week's chapter. So at the beginning of this week's chapter, we are back in hell with the main crew, and everyone's kind of reacting to what's happening before them. They all don't have any arms, and as you can see, it appears that Tolka, the puppet medium for the Master, isn't doing very well. He's being lifted up by the Darkness Devil and has his head completely removed. I don't know if that's a sign that, shit, things about to hit the fan or what, but the look on Aki's face, I think, says it all. He looks like, damn, we're about to die. But one of the two devil hunters that was sent to hell with everybody else, one of them uses his blood to draw a symbol on the ground, and the next thing you know, the Darkness Devil isn't holding Tolka anymore. He's holding some type of monster. The guy says Stone Devil. It looks like he must have been in contact with the Stone Devil as well, and he tried to summon it. And when that happened, the Darkness Devil destroyed the creature, the Stone Devil, presumably, and the Devil Hunters turns into stone as well and is destroyed as well. And it's like, okay, that didn't work, obviously. Don't know what he was trying to do. Like, I think he was trying to turn the Darkness Devil into stone, but that obviously didn't work. Then we see Beam, the Shark Fiend, try to help Denji, and he uses the blood from his cut off arm to feed Denji to try to get him up on his feet. We also see that the Violence Fiend asks Kobeni for help, and this is where we're like, okay, Denji's about to get up and fight. That's great. But right after Beam pulls Denji's ripcord, the Devil of Darkness points a finger at him and he gets cut up into pieces. Just like how everyone lost their arm in an instant, Beam now has no head, no arms, his torso's cut in half, and he's just laying in a pool of blood. And with that, Power and the two of Quan Chi's fiends are just staring at the situation like, damn, we are done for. But Quan Chi and the other no-name Devil Hunter decide to jump into action and try to kick the Darkness Devil. But obviously that's not gonna work, and they get cut into pieces as well. Not only them, but Power gets her, looks like she gets her eye cut, her torso cut, and her leg cut, whereas Quan Chi and the no-name Devil Hunter get cut in half. The other two fiends get decapitated and cut in half, and their body parts just fall to the ground. But this is where something interesting happened. Violence Fiend, who we have known to be pretty strong of all the fiends that we've seen so far, has had his mask taken off, and as far as we know, the mask pumps gas or some type of poison into the Violence Fiend's face so that he is constantly in a less powerful form or state. But as soon as he takes off that mask, we see that he has 4 eyes that are completely white. He becomes jacked as all hell. He just looks like he's about to Hulk out and tries to go toe to toe with the Devil of Darkness. But again, like, as soon as from the beginning of seeing what this, he literally took all their arms without a second thought. Even though the Violence Fiend looks like he's about to do some crazy shit right now, I know it's not gonna go anywhere, because just as you can see in the chapter, it looks, one of the mouths on the Darkness Fiend, on the Devil of Darkness body, speaks, it said some word, and the next thing you see is the Violence Fiend has a whole bunch of holes in his body. Like, he just had consecutive shots the size of basketballs shot through him, and he falls. But that's when Denji gets up. But I'm saying, like, after seeing what this guy has done to everyone else, I don't know what Denji thinks he can do, but he rears up for a punch as his chainsaw is coming out of his head and his arms. He also grew his arms back, and he goes in for the attack. And then we see Aki looking at how Power was taken down, and he's just reimagining the death of Himeno. Aki feels like he's failing again, which honestly he is. They all are. They're all gonna die. And then we see this weird scene of the Darkness Devil using its multiple heads and multiple arms to put them in a praying stance. And the next one we see is some exorcist shit as Denji's head and arms just get twisted and distorted in these terrible poses as he's taking out the fight again. But then the Violence Fiend comes back and he's still able to fight somehow. And because he can't kick anymore, he forms an arm. He grows an arm out of his mouth. He tries to punch the Devil of Darkness, only to have a sword appear above the devil, and be impaled. And a bell rings as we see the Devil of Darkness leaning over Aki in a similar way that Tolka in last week's chapter was bowing to the Devil of Darkness. So I'm wondering if this means Aki's gonna try to make a deal with this devil to try to move forward, or if like for something, maybe this is just the end of Chainsaw Man. Maybe everyone's gonna die, but we won't know until next week's chapter, because this is the end of this week's chapter. Thanks for tuning in. This was a good one. It just feels so short. I'm pretty sure the same page numbers, but it feels so short. But it is whatever. It's still an amazing chapter. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everyone that watched last week's video. We got like quadrupled amount, like 500% more views on last week's video than any of my previous Chainsaw Man videos. So maybe this quarantine is gonna help me out. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.